welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the qualifying match, the first qualifying match of the broadcast of the qualifier of the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 qualifier number 1. We're here to determine which of these two players will make it into the main event, the offline event in Krakow, depending on where you are, depending on your pronunciation. But here we go. We're jumping in to our best of 5, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss player himself representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. We go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. It will go the way of Krystianer. Will go the way of SKillous. Again, it's quite close and intense between the two players. Actually, I should have just looked it up. True. Should have just looked it up. So best of luck with your Gamba, as it's going to be a hard one to call. It's going to be a hard one to call here. Fun fact, this year, actually, it is going to be 33% in favor of Krystianer, 66 in favor of SKillous. We saw that SKillous actually took down Krystianer at Belgian Star Zagora at Hub Cup number 3, but Krystianer took him down in OC King of the Hill, weekly 214. So they have had a bit of a back and forth, but in general does lean towards Nikita, towards SKillous. But best of luck with your predictions. So now SKillous does hide his second pylon. Cheeky maneuver here out of Nikita. So it does hide his pylon. Again, this is for a fake proxy. A fake proxy setup, making it look like he's committing when he is not. And Krystianer, he's searching. You can see him do the full lap. He's looking for the pylon. And I'm sure Krystianer, he was watching the previous series. I'm sure he was watching SOS versus SKillous. And yes, second probe. He immediately sends out a second probe. He's convinced that there's something out there. That there is a proxy. And he's adamant about finding it. About searching, about finding. Again, we know there's nothing to be found. But Krystianer, he has to find out the hard way. Likewise, SKillous into the main, confirms the second pylon. Doesn't get eyes on the third. Third is hidden. Third is hidden elsewhere. Krystianer, I love that he hides his probe. Yeah, there we go. He does confirm. Now he knows economic build. So he was able to successfully hide his second probe behind the natural, so he's able to get eyes on the Nexus timing, so he knows that there is no proxy, or nothing committed, I should say. And now he just moves out. Yeah, he just moves out across the map. Fans out a probe on the right-hand side, looking for a proxy Stargate. True, it could still be a Stargate. We know that it isn't, but Krystianer still has to confirm. Still has to confirm here. Station goes in. Krystianer, he rotates, looking for the Stargates, and he will find the pylon. Nice catch. Does find the pylon. Forge a follow-up here out of SKillous. Now Krystianer knows that, okay, it was a fake out. It was a fake out. And overall, I do favor SKillous in this position. SKillous, he has the faster Nexus. SKillous, he also has more mining. Again, we saw that Krystianer, he was looking and scouting with more probes than his opponent, so there was more inefficient mining going on, more lost mining time. And again, we have the faster Forge with the faster +1. So faster and better upgrades for SKillous. Pylon goes down. Krystianer setting up his own proxy. SKillous, he does not fight for it. Does not engage. I see Holy Lime in the chat. I need predictions. I'm going all in on SKillous. Put the house on him, baby. Put the house on him. If you win, you get 2 houses. True. How could you not? Cab. Calm down, baby, calm down. As both players are setting up their proxies, we have a gateway here for Krystianer, a gateway for SKillous. With this, we can reinforce across the map, we can commit. How many gateways are done? This is going to be, I believe, the 3rd gate. There are, sorry, 4th gateway. Jesus, so 2 gates, 2 base, 4 gate setup here out of Krystianer, and I believe SKillous is doing the same. Yeah, both players are going up to 4 gates, but SKillous will have that upgrade advantage. Meanwhile, I believe Krystianer has the actually even Stalker count. SKillous out of position. Uh-oh. He moves out. Skillous moves out. Krystianer moves in. Does hit the mineral line, and SKillous is racing back home again, completely out of position. Probes are going down, and Krystianer, he has force fields. True. Force fields are available. Does activate Guardian Shields. Turns back his opponents, but he's getting surrounded. And he's getting caught out. He does take down the mineral line, but he has to get the hell out of here. Reinforcements, they come in from behind. And Krystianer, can he break out? He cannot. He'll lose everything. He'll escape with 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers recall back home. He does race back, but hey, he took down the entire mineral line. 19 probe kills. Skillous, he's all in. Skillous at this point, he's completely all in. He's warping across the map. It's all or nothing for Skillous. Krystianer, he backs off, throws down a wall of shield batteries. He knows the wing edition survived. And Krystianer, all he has to do is survive, defend. Dark Shrine on the way. I really like the Dark Shrine here for Krystianer, because all he has to do is just survive on 2 bases. And is there detection? The answer is no. No Robo, no Stargate. There is a Forge for cannons, but I mean, he has no answer for defensive DTs. So really smart choice here for Krystianer. Shield batteries are done. Collapsing on the Stalkers. Yeah, better concave here for Krystianer. But he's running out of force fields. And SKillous, he may just still overwhelm. Krystianer, he needs a little bit more time. He needs more time, he needs more warp-ins. He needs the energy overcharge if at all possible. And remember, he can pull the boys if he needs to. He can pull the boys. Trying to make use of the SimCity. Here comes that defensive DT. And again, there's nothing. There's no detection. Free damage. Free damage in the army. Mana getting desperate. Boys are being pulled. And it's only 1 DT though. Ideally, we want more. Yeah, where are the warp-ins? 12 workers go down. 1 Dark Templar popping up. Here comes a Robo, here come cannons. And again, Krystianer, he has a bank. He has a bank. Trying to warp in whatever he can. DT moves out, but at this point there are cannons. At this point, SKillous, he's safe at home. And we're in a really weird economic game state. On the one hand, I was hoping there would be more Dark Templar to defend, so Krystianer, he just had the 1. As a result, he wasn't able to counterattack, and now there are cannons. And look at the economy here. SKillous is only down by 3 probes. Like, the economy is still very close. Very close. Oh. I say that cannons, they don't quite cover the production. But there's the Observer. The Observer does arrive. Observer does defend. SKillous moves out. Does move out. Krystianer now expanding, claiming his own 3rd base. And this might end up in a normal standard game. We might this game may just continue. I say that SKillous is yet to expand. Krystianer setting up or settling into a longer game. SKillous is not yet, but there we go. There's a 3rd. 3rd base also on the way. SKillous rotates. Does hit the 3rd. At the same time, DT's once again into the bases, but there are cannons all over the place. There are cannons everywhere. Oh, gets a pylon. Just the 1. There's a 2nd pylon. Better concave for SKillous. SKillous, he's actually out trading Krystianer here. He has +2. True. Has the upgrade. +2. for the expansion. Yeah, just out trading Krystianer, takes down the base. Krystianer cannot keep up. He's down in Stalkers, down in upgrades, and GG gets called. SKillous, he overwhelms, he overruns, and SKillous takes game number 1. Whew, GG. A crazy chaotic game here from our 2 players. Krystianer, he was able to cripple SKillous early on. He was able to cripple him, able to punish him, and force the all-in. But as we saw, what did he have to defend? He had 3 gateways, so he was down in gateways, he was down in production. He also had 2 shield batteries to defend. He was taking up into DTs, but he barely couldn't hold on. He was initially buying some time, but he was overrun at the natural. He was forced to pull the boys, and the economic lead that Krystianer had, he lost it. He lost that lead. Likewise, he was perpetually behind in upgrades, and we saw that SKillous did outscale Krystianer coming into a longer game. GG. He had the higher stalker count, he had the better upgrades, and with that, he ran away with it. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2, and we'll see if SKillous can extend his lead. We'll see if Krystianer can recover and tie things up. Let's go. Yo, meanwhile, a big shout out to Icegar, the chat. Thank you so much. Obrigado. Icegar. Thank you so much for subscribing for 36 months. 3 years of support. That's a long time, papi. 3 years of support for the CranKy Ducklings. Thank you, papi. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the content, hope you enjoyed the casting, and a big shout out to Icegar. He is one of the pillars of the StarCraft 2 scene behind the scenes. Without Icegar, so many events would be run so much less efficiently, I should say. So thank you so much. Big shout out to Icegar for stepping in, not just for helping out with some of these big international events, but also for the local events. Icegar, of course, was in charge of adminning and helping to run the Brazilian SC2 circuit, the Brazilian SC2 circuit, and here's to potentially more offline events in Brazil. Potentially. I hope so. I hope so. Hope you had a great time there as we are getting into our best of 5 into game 2, and spawning in the right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Team Liquid Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing Offside Esports down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover and make a series out of this. It is Krystianer. We go. So getting into game number 2. Settling in. Once again, we're looking for pylons. Speaking of, SKillous is out on the map, and looks like he wants to hide a pylon here towards the center. I say hide because it doesn't look like the ideal location for an actual proxy. We'll see. Interesting. I say not ideal. This is a really risky location. As you can see, it's in the main attack path, or the main scouting path, I should say. It's dead set in the center of the map, but I will also say that it's so much more common to do this. As you can see, Krystianer, he is scouting the edge. He's scouting the edge here on the right and potentially left-hand side as well, whereas he's not scouting the center, and he will not find the committed proxy. Show us the robo. There it is. One base all in by SKillous. Going for the proxy robo, and Krystianer, he is trying to figure out what's going on. And I do really like this for game 2 because, as a reminder, how did game 1 begin? Game 1 began with SKillous going for a fake out. He went for a pylon, but it was on his side. It was basically here at the 3rd location. Like, remember, SKillous, he hit his first pylon in game 1, and it was a fake out. Here, it's real. Oh, and you can see Krystianer, he's looking, he's searching, he barely does not scout the proxy. Searching desperately here at the edge of the map. Ooh, now Krystianer does go for a Twilight Council before expanding, so tech-heavy start. Meanwhile, gateways are done, Stalkers are moving out. Robo is now complete, and we're going for the Immortal first. So again, one base all in. You can see Krystianer is still searching. He's still looking for the pylon. Still trying to figure out. Checks the left-hand side. Does head towards the center. Waiting for any stray units. Hoping to catch out and get the first volley off. And does find the Stalkers, does find the proxy, he knows. Yeah, now he knows, now he's aware. Behind this we need, yep, shield batteries are on the way. He does start his first shield battery. Oh, I love this rotation. So SKillous moves out. Never mind. I was gonna say that Krystianer could come in from behind and try to hit the robo, but he's actually going for a counterattack instead. Okay, this is a bold move. So Krystianer is gonna try to defend with the bare minimum. He's defending with the bare minimum here at the ramp. He's headed for the main. There is a full wall. SKillous, he has time to respond. So there we go. Does go for the defensive warp in, does go for the sentry. Sentry does have the force field. And does lock down the army, cuts it in half. Boys are being pulled. Is doing some economic damage. At the same time, those skills pushing in towards the main. One stalker goes down to 3. And Krystianer, he's still maintaining himself here. Nice force field. Likewise, Krystianer is also trying to buy some time. But the prison does save the units. Going for the gateway. Going for the gateway. Krystianer, he gets in. He has to respect the mineral line. He cannot get surrounded. Yeah, speaking of, the boys are being pulled. Takes down the stalker. Takes down the sentry. Oh my god. Down to 1 stalker left. SKillous, he turns around. He panics for a moment there. Does panic. Takes down the stalker. Down to 2 stalkers. Still more economic losses. Still no mining. And Krystianer, he is just, I should say, outproducing. Has better economy, but he will lose 1 gateway. Down to 2. Sorry, down to 2 gates. There are gates on the way. No defensive robo out of Krystianer. Bold move. Remember, true, he's getting into Blink. Blink won't help too much. Oh. I say that, of course, he can try to dive in the prism. They can preserve his army. There we go. Blink is done. Blink is done. Nice Blink control. Does Blink away. Likewise, the Blink control here by SKillous as well. Juggling nicely. Takes on the gateway. Gateway goes down, but he's taking a lot of hits. Oh no! Takes a lot of damage. And Krystianer, he's done it. Yeah, he's held. He's held. He does break out. Takes out the prison. Takes out the immortals. And Krystianer, he will just snowball out control and clean everything up. GG gets called. And Krystianer, he takes game number 2. Tying up the series 1-1. GG, and very fortunate here that Krystianer, sorry, remember, he did not try to expand. I should say, before even knowing what was happening, remember, he went for a delayed Nexus, he went for a faster Twilight Cancel into faster Blink, and Blink did come into play towards the end there, towards the end of that game. Remember, he chose not to go for the earlier Nexus because he was a little bit wary as to what was going on. He was a little bit afraid as to what was really happening. So again, Krystianer, he was wary, he did play it safe, he went for the earlier tech before expanding, which did kick in towards the end of that game. Likewise, really good decision to go for the counterattack. I thought he was going to try to wrap around the army and go for the robo. He wrapped around the army, went for the main base instead, and he was able to bust into the main base. He was able to deny mining time. It meant that SKillous, he wasn't able to warp in as efficiently as he wanted to. He had 3 gates, but often, he had 2 gates even, but often he could not even warp in because it was economy, right? Because his economy was lackluster, because he was forced to pull the boys, because they weren't mining for quite some time. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 3. As does you. Este Aiska. Yo, I see Ranger in the chat as well. Este Ranger. Good evening. I know it's quite late in Malaysia. It's quite late, but good to see you. Hope you're doing well for yourself. Get some rest, Pappy. Get some rest. I know it's very late in Malaysia. Nice sack, terrible follow-up. I don't know if I would go as far as say terrible follow-up. I will say that if you're referring to game 1, like Krystianer, he was missing warp-ins. It did feel like he was either missing warp-ins or he had a low gate count. So he was banking up a lot of resources while he was defending. So definitely a lot of chaos was being wreaked in game 1. And forcing some mistakes out of Krystianer for sure. But here we go, we have a series, we have a back and forth, and now we're getting to game number 3. And we'll see who takes the lead in the series this morning. In the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Red Protoss. We have the Red Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss himself representing Team Liquid, being forced into a tied-up series. We'll see if he can take a lead. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. Now, game 1, SKillous went for the fake proxy pylon. Game 2, he went for a real proxy pylon. Game 3, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, Patty? Show us what you got. Where's the pylon? Aye. Speaking of, the probe is rallied here towards the bottom right-hand corner of the map. And this location wouldn't be too bad for a proxy Stargate. Otherwise, we could even try to hide a Twilight Council down here. I'm leaning towards a Twilight Council or Stargate. This feels a little bit too far away ground-wise for a proxy Robo. But we've seen stranger things. Like, it's... 2-gate opener back at home, 2-gate opener at Krystianer. Here comes the pylon. And we'll see what SKillous does with said pylon. Stargate, Twilight Council, or Robo. As here comes the pylon. Krystianer comes in for the scouts. He will soon confirm that the pylon is missing. And you can see he's scouting here on the right-hand side. He's checking the standard locations. He's checking the 3rd, checking the 4th. Again, this is a very common location for a proxy Robo. So proxy Robo, proxy Gateway often is here. Checking further out towards the gold. And it is a proxy Robo. Okay, 1 base all in. Part of me was thinking that it could be other tech just because this is further away, and it is. But we're going for it nonetheless. And again, there's a reason why Krystianer, he checked the 3rd and 4th location just because they're closer, and again, they're more common for proxy Robo. It's also why he's not checking the direct corner of the map as well. There's a lower chance it would be here. But that means it's going unscouted, true. Let's go unscouted. Krystianer, he is searching. Now the left-hand side. This is a common proxy location for a proxy Stargate. This is very common, so Krystianer does check. No Stargate. No Stargate, no Robo. In his mind, it might be a fake out, but he does go Twilight Council first. Once again, just like last game, Twilight Council before Expand. So he will have earlier blink. And he catches out the Adepts, not bad. Immortal is amassing. Krystianer moves out across the map. We can see SKillous taking defensive stance here on top of the ramp. And ideally, SKillous wants Krystianer to expand. Jesus, shield batteries are on the way. Pylons are on the way. Krystianer, he hasn't seen anything. He hasn't confirmed anything. But, I mean, like I said, brutal force field. Krystianer, he will lose 2 Stalkers. 2 for 1. Better trade for SKillous. Shield batteries cancelled. Prism is on the way. And the Immortal actually does pivot around. Krystianer going for his own proxy pylon. And you can see that SKillous was trying to intercept. Didn't find the Stalkers. Now he's pushing. Krystianer going for a 3rd gateway. And he sees. He does see the Immortal. He's now aware completely as to what's going on. I mean, before this, he saw no expansion. Set up. Blink is halfway done. Yeah, Blink is halfway done. Collapsing of the army. Catch out the shield battery, not bad. Shield battery does go down. Takes down the sentry as well. Nice catch. Takes down the sentry. Takes down the gateway. SKillous is gaining ground. So far, nice blink control. Or nice pick-up micro, I should say. And you know what I mean. Preserves his units. Takes down the 2nd gateway, or it's under fire. It should go down. How many gateways left? 1. 1 gateway remaining. It's 1 gate left. Blink is almost complete. 10 more seconds. SKillous is pushing in. Forcing his way forward. Blink is just now done. Oof. He's out of Stalker. Boys are being pulled. And the Stalker count is quite low here for Krystianer. Trying to push forward. Stalker comes in from behind. Can he get himself the Prism? It's tempting, but nah, the Prism, it's too secure. Yeah, SKillous does maintain himself. Checking the army size here. SKillous, he does have the slightly lower Stalker count, but he has 3 Immortals. That's an insane Immortal count here. And you can see the difference between Game 3 and Game 2. If you remember, in Game 2, I was concerned about Blink. If you recall, I said something on the lines of like, this isn't really going to help much in the head-on fight or in the defense. That was assuming that SKillous had a booming economy, and he does here. Remember, last game, SKillous, he was losing probes. He was losing probes, he had less warp-ins, he was forced to pull the boys. Like, in Game 2, SKillous' economy was disrupted. Here in Game 3, it isn't. Here in Game 3, like, SKillous, he has the economic advantage. SKillous is pushing his way in. This time his mineral line is safe. And again, this army is terrifying. He gets 5 probe kills here in the mineral line. You can see how different the dynamic is comparing the 2 games, despite the builds being quite similar, if not the same. SKillous does force his way in. And yeah, GG gets called. He does overwhelm, and SKillous takes a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played, does take a lead here, and is 1 game away from qualifying for the main event. For the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 main event. 1 more game is all he needs. And again, a very intense series here, very intense. And we saw basically Game 2 and Game 3 were mirrored builds, where in both games we had Krystianer going for early Blink and early Twilight Council. In both games we had SKillous going for the proxy Robo, but again we saw that in Game 2 Krystianer, he was able to get economic damage. Here in Game 3 he was not. He was stuck at home. He was pinned down. SKillous had a lot more map control. A lot more map control in favor of SKillous this time. And here we go. Getting into our next game. SKillous is like, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted out of Tokamak. So, okay, fair enough. So now getting into our next game. Gonna be loading into Incorporeal. What did PvP seem more explosive and unpredictable than other mirror matchups? You're referring to the early game. A lot of it is just because of the warping mechanic. Because of how the warping mechanic goes, or works I should say, when it comes to warping in units across the map or hiding tech and hiding your build, it is a lot more, I should say, it's easier to do that in a PvP than it is in any other matchup. It is easier to scout and confirm what your opponent's up to in ZVZ and TVT, just because your opponent's builds are a lot more limited in how you can go for a proxy. Like, it's a lot more obvious if your opponent's going for an all-in. Here, as you saw, you can fake out your opponents, and you can commit as well. And because of the warping mechanic, you can be that much more aggressive by reinforcing across the map, by warping across the map as well. So just because of how the race itself works, it's just a very different design, very different tool set compared to all the other races. That's why you can, that's why you can be that much more aggressive. Just how the race is designed. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Team Liquid Protoss leading the series 2-1, and we'll see if we can claim it here and now. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. Here we go. When you can only make Stalker, but you're facing non-stop immortal production, GG. Kind of. If you recall, there's a reason why we did emphasize the difference between Game 2 and Game 3, because Game 2, Krystianer was also making purely Stalker, but it worked. It did work anyway. But again, a big reason for that is because his own economy was disrupted. He could not reinforce his immortals the same way. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. And Krystianer, he does fan out on the right-hand side. SKillous going for the fake proxy pylon. Okay. Pylon is going to be thrown down. from here, the workers, they do bounce off each other. They do find each other. Krystianer, yeah, he's checking. He's like, hold on, why is the probe here? Why was the worker in this area? He checks here for the proxy pylon, and he will come across it. He will find it, and with that, he can be safe and sound. There we go. Krystianer, this time he finds a pylon. He knows that he can, this time, expand and get into a standard economic setup. Let's go. So the pylon does go down. Krystianer, he can now expand, and so can SKillous. So after a very intense couple of games, we can take a breath, we can expand, and we can embrace the mid game. Let's go. Let us go. Can get into the mid game. As the hallucination does go in, does confirm the Nexus timing. Krystianer setting up a proxy pylon across the map. With this, he can warp in, he can reinforce with the depths, and try to harass. That's Krystianer, he will find the pylon, will shut it down. Oh, nice catch, very nice catch. As Krystianer, he will focus down and he will get the Stalker. Locking on the first Stalker. Now warping in. He has momentum. He's pushing forward. He's going for it. Yeah, he is going for a force field. They lock down one Stalker and one Sentry. Still within range. Stalker goes down, and this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. Here come the warp ins, and Krystianer here and now. He's here to break SKillous. Ay, ay, ay. Krystianer, he has double the Stalker count, double the Sentry counts. We have a shield battery to hold on to. Krystianer, he's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Boys are being pulled. We'll lose the Stalker. Yeah, we'll lose one Stalker. Krystianer still just reinforces. And he should overwhelm. The shield battery is out of energy. Brutal force field. Boys are being pulled, and Krystianer, he will overwhelm. Catching out all the probes. And it's just a numbers game. Like, skills, he cannot keep up. Like, production-wise, he does have the Immortal, though. True. The Immortal does pop out. Whew, he's holding. Behind this, Krystianer does have the economic lead. A Blink has begun. Throws down 2 more gates. Getting up to 4-gate Blink. And SKillous, he survives. Whew, he does survive. Does hold. Finds the pylon. Shuts it down. Does shut down the pylon. Krystianer coming in from behind. Doesn't quite catch anything. Krystianer does pull away. SKillous now is getting map control. He's got his Immortal count. Second Immortal is now popping out as well. SKillous is pushing. With the help of the Warp Prism, we can also try to harass into the main. And the game continues. Whew. Game does continue. SKillous moving in. Bearing in mind he still has the sentries. He has got a lot of force fields. Blink is not yet done. Force field's that much more deadly. See Krystianer getting pulled out, losing one Stalker. Oh, almost another. Almost another Stalker goes down. SKillous reinforcing across the map. Again, he's already got 4 gates. And he's just forcing his way in. Yeah, boys are being pulled. A Blink is done for Krystianer. But these Immortals, they just do so much of the back line. And Krystianer, he is holding on, but it's going to cost him so many probes. Yeah, every worker's going down. 18 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal losses here for Krystianer. Does blink in. Doesn't get the Prism. The Prism survives. And they shade into the bases. Yeah, they shade into the main. Oof. They do force a recall. Krystianer here overreacts. I thought it was going to shade as well. I didn't blame him. Oh, this time does focus on the Prism. This time no miss target firing. Gets one, now going for the Immortals. And Krystianer, he is barely holding. Takes down both Immortals. No, not this time. Yeah, this time they shade. This time he commits. 2-3 probes going down. Krystianer is just pulled apart. And SKillous, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on and qualifying for the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 main event. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive play here from SKillous. Again, things were looking dire for SKillous. Krystianer, he was popping off, catching stalkers, taking control of the low ground, pushing forward, getting probe kills. But once the Immortal arrived, SKillous, he was able to pull off his defense. He just had to buy enough time for the Immortal. Once he made it, he was able to hold, defend, and then bam, counter-attack. And Krystianer, he just could not survive, couldn't hold on there. He did pull the boys there to try to muster up a defense. But again, Blink did finish up a little bit later. He did pay the price for it. He had limited force fields, and GG, well played. SKillous, he snowballed out of control. And just to reiterate, this event is an offline tournament. It's an offline tournament happening in Poland, in Krakow, and SKillous will be there. GG, well played, SKillous. He will be there. He will be a part of it. Congratulations. And we'll see who will join him, bearing in mind 2 players qualify for the main event in this qualifier. We have SKillous as one player, and now we're here to determine the other.